Well, hello, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Coffee with Steven, our first video blog for 2026. And we start off with the blog of Let's Kill All the Lawyers. You probably have heard this before from Shakespeare, and it does sort of resonate, doesn't it? Because a lot of times we'll look at the problems and the ills of society, and we see that there's usually some level of legal control involved. And there's lawyers on both sides, and typically we tend to focus either our ire on the opposing party or on our own attorney charging us a crap load of money, and it doesn't seem like anything's actually taking place. And, there may be truth to that to a certain degree. But I think that there is a flip side to this, and by no means am I defending my fellow colleagues in the legal profession. They probably don't need any defending. They can probably handle themselves on their own. They tell me that all the time. But that notwithstanding, I had a fascinating conversation with a former JAG officer who now is a bench officer, a judge. And he was saying that when he had worked at an earlier point in his career with the Department of Justice, the vast majority of the people that were in the California legislature were, in fact, lawyers. And, oftentimes, especially at the federal government, we see that there are a lot of lawyers or people who have law degrees that ultimately get elected for public service. Well, now, apparently, and I have not yet completely confirmed this, but apparently less than 5% of the California legislature is made up of lawyers. And this might actually explain some things. I mean, after all, we see a lot of legislation that comes out of the California legislature that we're left scratching our heads. I mean, how could they do this? Why would they even consider this? This is patently unconstitutional. And we think that they're virtue signaling and everything else, and they certainly probably are. Whereas if it was a lawyer that would be looking at this legislation, they might actually see the constitutional problems, or at a very minimum, the application problems associated with this legislation. So maybe killing off all the lawyers can end up resulting in a state like California. In any event, I do hope you enjoy the blog. As always, train constantly, train consistently, train repetitively, and train with purpose. Above all else, stay safe.